It's January 4th, 2008 in Vietnam. This is about 50 miles outside of Saigon. This is the holy see of the Cao Dai religion, formed in the 1800s. It's very late 1800s. Mixture of Confucius religion, Taoism, Buddhism, and the Catholic religion. It's the seeing eye to watch for danger. This is now the beginning of their 12 o'clock prayer service. Outside again now. The sun has now come out. This is a collapsed tunnel of the 150 mile long tunnel system of the Chu Chi tunnels. This is collapsed by a B-52 bomb. Here's another B-52 bomb crater. Probably about 40 feet across, 18 feet deep. This is Robert Griesmer, rather George Washington, getting ready to cross Delaware or the Mekong River or whatever it is here. Now we're getting close to the Kai Rang market. We got sandwiched between two other boats.
Đúng mà thôi con gái nha.
Wow, look at all that stuff. That's cool.
Very large market.
Yeah.
Is the REC?
Yeah, this is Dale getting his pineapple polished.
5,000 dong.
5,000 dong he paid.
16,000 to the dollar, so about 35 cents.
35 cents for a
Không phải nó
pineapple.
tặng Việt Nam đi à? 5.000.
And she doesn't come with it.
She doesn't come with it.
Ồ, đẹp rồi.
Oh, this nice lady who's running her boat is carving that for me.
These are all fish farms here.
Washing clothes here in the river water. This is pretty muddy.
Little local ferry waiting for it.
So fishermen.
Now on the fifth floor of the famous Rank Hotel in Saigon in the 1950s, the French era. Outside bar and restaurant. Across the way there, a hotel or some sort of building is a tinfoil Christmas tree, probably 15 feet tall. And the street scene down there, 5 stories down. Very bright lights, probably the new LED lights. This is the city hall. One of the main drags at night, street lights. You can't tell if it's Christmas, New Year celebration or what. Butterflies. A different direction. Trees are all lit up with the lights. Constant stream of motorcycles going by. 9 o'clock at night. Here's the rest of the floor. Always the floor. Lights across the street. We're now in the Central Highlands, and this lady here is drying her coffee beans. Big coffee growing area around here, as well as tea and silk production. Goodbye. It's a big field here, water buffalo.
Oh, get one with that kid over there, see? I heard her.
We're now at the Poklang Gialai towers here, built in the 13th century by the Cham, C-H-A-M culture. They were run out by the Vietnamese later. And the big pagoda of the
This is Dale going into the Buddha Bong. I talked him into it. Anybody that's stupid has to get his ears rung. He's sitting inside the bell. She's going to, because of the old bath, she's going to ring the bell. And it's going to ring his cord.
We're seeing rice harvesting here along the highway. And this woman here is planting rice. Man smoothing the rice paddy with this water buffalo. Huge area of paddies. People everywhere out there. All rice paddies. Alongside the road here, they have wheat flour. They're bleaching. Apparently in the sun or somewhat, our driver said it's wheat flour. Taking wet flour there. This is off this pile here, which is damp or wet, and drying it or bleaching it. Well, actually, it's not wheat flour at all, but it's some kind of a root plant that they're putting in here. This is now a mill we're at. Elevator. Grind it. Burn the water out, the liquid out. My oatmeal paste. Over there. It looks like over there it becomes this white paste. then dry and take it across the road. Okay, this our driver tells what the plant is, so I'm almost certain this is manioc, commonly known as cassava, out of which we we're now at Myson, M-Y-S-O-N, which is a Cham religious site from the 4th to the 10th century. The Cham were a people originally from Java, an island in Indonesia. This has 70 individual sites in this place. It's a very, very large area. A lot of these places were destroyed during the Vietnam War by American pilots because the VC were headquartered here. And these are deities, statues of them.
And Stephen
That
Hart,
temple there was devoted to Shiva,
the whole
a god.
complex is devoted to Shiva. There's a linga in there. There's a Nataraja in this temple, the dancing Shiva. It goes to war on false grounds, but hopefully learning from history doesn't seem like Bush figured anything out from history
Yeah.
there. Maybe he never read history.
This top part here, the phallus symbol, is called a lingam, and it's sitting atop what's called a yoni or yoni, Y-O-N-I, which is a symbol of the goddess Shiva. Water was poured on top of this and it will leak down below in order to symbolize creation.
Tiền bắt là mua thôi, mua chân lại đưa đó. Cái ngon thì tôm lắm á, ngon con góc tôm.
This is now the city of Hoi An, a very ancient city, Vietnam. This bridge here was built in 1483, called the Japanese Bridge. It connected the Chinese side to the left, the river to the right side. Many old French colonial buildings in this town. The bus up there, Ho Chi Minh. Year of the Revolution, Communist Revolution, and leader of their independence movement. Chinese house. And off to the distance, a very old Vietnamese man. The woman there that bought me $6 for too big. She's a very old woman. We're at now what's called Stonecraft Village, where there's these marble blocks here, and they make them into these sculptures. The lines are $1,000 for 2 of them. Inside the shop here. He drove the weekend so he could take off. Now this is famous China Beach. A very big R&R place for these soldiers during the Vietnam War. The city of Da Nang is just a few miles off in the distance, and a big military base was north of Da Nang. This is now the big tomb of the last emperor Vietnam, Khai Dinh, who ruled from 1916 to 1925. This is now the courtyard of the tomb. tomb itself is on the hill. It's probably about 150 feet across. This is now inside the tomb, the building. It's the outer chamber. This is now the burial chamber. Bodies in tomb 54 feet below here. These are now the grounds to Tuduk Emperor, who was emperor in the middle 1800s. This was his throne. And a chair for carrying him.
All the king of the dynasty, they like watching the stage. And up there is the place.
This is in the theater.
They will sit in the middle. Over there, and is the place of some guests.
This area here is supposed to be his the burial plot of the emperor, but according to my guidebook, he was buried somewhere else, some secret place, buried with a lot of treasure. And the 200 people who buried him were all beheaded, so nobody could find where the body was. But his wife and son, who was also emperor for a while, was buried in this area. That over there was the entrance to the burial area. This is now the citadel. The city of Hue is the ancient capital. Not so much the ancient capital, but the capital of recent times, Vietnam. This is now the inner part. This palace was established in 1805. Oh no, this is the inside of the palace. This is in the farther reaches of the complex, the compound. Probably 200 acres. This is the library. This is the theater where they have puppet performances. This building is now used as a performance hall for musical events. This court was used to celebrate the death anniversaries of the emperors. Entrance to this was forbidden to women, including the empress. Another major courtyard, very beautiful. This is one of the courtyards now. We're in the back where the monks were praying. This is Thien Mu Pagoda, started in 1610. Off in the distance there is the pagoda, 7-story. Now standing at the base of the pagoda. It's about 50 feet high. And here's the other side of it. This is a perfume river in Hue. A houseboat going by. This is a perfume river in Hue. River, Poinsettias. Illinois now is a street musician. This is 20-cent beer. Costs 20 cents for a glass. Pretty old quarter. That's what you want. Girl trying to sell Bob some bananas. This area now here is the Mountain Highlands near the China border in the town of Sapa. The highest point there is 10,312 feet. And there are a lot of hill tribes live in this area. Hmong primarily, and many other tribes as well. The terraces are hillsides. Terraced here. This is our hotel here. Very big tourist town. Guys are chipping off pieces of stone off this big rock. Another rock pile operation. It's now the local market. We're now hiking down about 10 miles to some villages. Bob's way ahead there. There's water coming down this terrace here. It then flows into this bamboo pipe. It goes underground here. And it comes in, waters these other terraces here in the field. There are several Hmong walking with us, Hmong ladies. Down below here in the valley are some rice mills. Water dumps out there and smashes the rice. This is a little farm site here. Here's a Catholic church.
Hello. Oh, hello. This little one. Oh, you're so cute.
There's another water mill. right.
You know this why we put different outfits.
You guys here are making a barn or a shed or something. People are hounding Bob trying to sell him stuff. We're making a bridge here, a new bridge. Taking the ground from this spot here and hauling it by hand to make an approach.
우리 엄마 이거 진짜 잘하네. 짠짠짠, 여기 맞아, 짠. 응.
You guys are building a building here and routing out a piece here where I guess another board is going to fit into. We're up in a more distant village here. More house building here. I'm now in a market of Baka, about an hour from the China border. A market where there are a lot of flower Hmong people. They're Hmong people, but they're dressed in these costumes here and called flower Hmong. I just filmed before I thought it was something to eat, but this is actually a snake skin and interior of the snake, supposed to be for medicinal purposes. Rub on your arms, the woman said. Here's the water buffalo market. And here's the horse market. Kid chewing on sugar cane. The meat market, a lot of very fatty meat. All restaurants. Guy here is smoking a pipe hemp oil. That's what we call marijuana. Marijuana market here. Getting a cheap pie. This is a bamboo market. Actually, it wasn't bamboo at all, but this is sugar cane. They're selling sugar cane now. Now in a flower Hmong village. These are all the boats in the harbor. It's hazy today, but maybe tomorrow will clear up. These are limestone formations. Some dining room inside the boat. We are now at anchor. Top there. Beach. Pretty cold and windy out here. About 55 or so. Pretty strong wind. Boats go into a cave there. Now inside a cave. This is the second chamber of a quite large cave inside one of the rocks. This is now the third and the largest room. Probably 200 feet wide here. And another 250, 300 feet back. That area there. You even have some graffiti here in Chinese script. This is now the view of the exit of the cave. All the ships in the little cove here. We're up about maybe 100 feet high now. And there was the cave entrance and exit.
Here, so down, you see the depth of
And here's our boat. We're now on a river going into a cave about 2 hours south of Hanoi. A little rowboat we are. Hello. Hello. Bye. Bye. Okay, we're now entering the cave. Big Bob scared me.
Big Bob is phenomenal. Here.
And now we're about to come out. And I no longer have to hold Bob's hand because he's no longer afraid. And out here, out to the edge of the creek is a crypt. And a rice growing right along the edge here.
Big Bob says hello.
Screw up the film.
Câu biển, câu sông, tôi này câu lấy qua đầu cháu phải là con cơ này bà con ơi. Cả để trừ hết lũ quái yêu trêu nhiễu.
Xin hãy dừng bước, thưa nhà vua, đất nước đã yên.
Moving right past me on the sidewalk. This is Van Mu, or the Temple of Literature in Hanoi, built in the about 1070 onwards. And this gate here was built in 1805. This is a place of great learning, libraries, and sort of like universities 1,000 years ago. These are called stela, S-T-E-L-E. On it are written some brief descriptions of scholars who passed exams here from the 1500s throughout the 1800s. This is the fourth courtyard, where during Tet, a couple weeks from now, they play human chess. Humans occupy a place that chess pieces wouldn't move around the courtyard here. And this is the altar of Confucius. This temple is dedicated to Confucius, Chinese religious man. And this is now the Temple of Confucius. The statue of Confucius here. And on the side, on either side are two of his disciples, 4 in total. This is the Hall prison. The first by the soldiers here in Vietnam Wars in Hanoi Hill. Where John McCain spent 4 or 5 years. This place was built by the French in the 1890s. And here's the room of John McCain. Pretty good sized room, actually. About 30 feet by 15. This is the street scene in the old quarter. Built in the up to 1600s. Gaudy buildings and what have you.
Nếu mình không biết đường nào mà mình dạy